Hello, it is Jack Gill and welcome back to Anfield Agenda. Liverpool have beaten Porto again at the Estadio Dragão, and this time it was by 5 goals to 1. A brace from Mo Salah, a brace for Bobby Firmino from the bench, and a goal for Sadio Mane. Unfortunately, we conceded tonight, but there was a man of the match performance from Curtis Jones, who was fantastic. More on that in a moment. But first of all, I've got to remind you of the sponsors of this video, Manscaped, and I've got to tell you all about the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. If you're blessed with a big package like myself, you've got to keep it well groomed, and there's none better than the best in the business, Manscaped. So make sure you go over and use the code WFM20 for 20% out at the checkout. The link is in the description. But yeah, it glows in the dark, which I think is unreal, and it's waterproof, so you can trim your balls in the bath. And quite frankly, I can't think of anything better. So make sure you go and check that out. The brand new Performance Package 4.0 also includes a ball deodorant, a bag, and 2 free gifts. So quite frankly, just go and get it done. Your balls will thank you later. But anyway, into the game. What a game of football that was from Liverpool. Really, really impressive this evening, particularly young Curtis Jones. For me, in the title, Connor asked me what I wanted, and it had to be about him. He has to start against City for me. Against Brentford, he was our man of the match. I thought it was a good performance from him. And then I thought taking him off early was a bad decision from Jurgen Klopp, and one that came back to bite us in the end. And today, everything good coming forwards came from Curtis Jones. I really like the dynamic on the left between Robbo, Mane and Curtis. I think it's similar to what we had on the right at the start of the season with Harvey, Trent and Mo. It's mirroring it at the moment, and it's really, really impressive. It really is. I thought Robertson had his best game in a while this evening as well, but Curtis Jones was just the real standout, wasn't he? The real top performer this evening, and the player that rightly got man of the match from BT Sport, because certainly for me, he was the best player on the pitch tonight. And as I said, everything seemed to come through him. I thought he was very unlucky not to get a goal for himself, but that was the only thing that he didn't have in the performance, wasn't it? Everything. He had everything this evening, Curtis Jones. And for me, he has to be on that team sheet against City at the weekend, and he's absolutely deserved his start, even with Naby Keita back fit. I think we have to have Curtis Jones starting. Let me know in the comments if you disagree with that, because personally, I think if you did, you're a bit of a melon. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to break down the goals. The Porto goalkeeper, I don't know if you've ever seen Trap before. The old program on CBBC. I used to watch it when I was a kid, but it felt like a bit like that from the Porto goalkeeper tonight, didn't it? It felt like he was the saboteur in Porto's performance. I thought he was diabolical. He made some dreadful errors, and I think he was probably a Liverpool fan growing up, because I don't know what he was doing half the time. It was a performance that kind of mirrored Karius's in Madrid, not in Madrid, in Kiev, sorry, if I'm being honest. It was shocking. That what he was doing for Mane's goal was bizarre. What he was doing on Bobby's goal was even more bizarre. And then, of course, he parried the ball straight to Mo Salah for our first goal, didn't he? He had a right shit show. What a diabolical performance from him. Certainly gave us a helping hand tonight, and I hope Jurgen Klopp has treated him to a nice glass of wine in the Liverpool dressing room after the game. Salah, I want to speak about him because I don't think there's a player in the world right now in better form than Salah. In front of goal at the minute, he's unstoppable. I know he missed that chance at 3-2 against Brentford at the weekend, but he's just, there isn't a better player in Europe right now based on current form. He's a fabulous player. Another 2 tonight. Would have had a hat-trick in my opinion if he stayed on the pitch. So glad though we managed to take him off for the last half an hour, rest him for City at the weekend. I'm also glad he started this evening, because I was worried that we'd make a few changes for tonight which would disrupt players like Salah's rhythm, because I think it's important, though it's important at times to give rest to players when you've got these important games around the corner and games coming thick and fast. I think when you're in the form that Mohamed Salah is in, I think you also have to bear in mind that you don't want to disrupt the rhythm. You don't want to rest him when he's getting used to putting these performances in on Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, Tuesday, Sunday. So for me, I'm glad he started today. Got another 2 goals to add to his tally. Sadio Mane, of course, as well, adding a goal to today. He's had a mixed bag of performances at the start of the season, hasn't he? Got a few goals, but his performances haven't been great. Tonight, I thought it was better from Mane on that left-hand side. And hopefully, that goal has done his confidence the world of good. And hopefully we see the best of Sadio Mane against Manchester City on Sunday. Because, as I say, that left-hand side could be really, really crucial for us. With what we're seeing now between Mane, Curtis Jones and Robertson, that could be a real key, something really key for us going forwards this season. I want to pick out James Milner as well. So he got an assist for the second goal. We saw his performance at right back against Palace early on in the season. He was bought off with half an hour to go, so you expect that he will be starting against Manchester City at the weekend based on that. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think Klopp's comments prior to the game today suggested that he's expecting Trent will not be fit enough to face Manchester City, which, by the way, is a huge, huge blow. We coped all right tonight. But it's really going to dent us. He's so pivotal for our game plan going forwards, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And it's going to be a big, big loss for that game on Sunday. But it looks like Milner's going to start. How are you feeling about that? Obviously, City's big money signing in the summer, Jack Grealish, he'll be playing on the left-hand side. So Milner's going to have a difficult game. But yeah, do you expect him to start? Do you expect Klopp to throw a spanner in the works and maybe start Gomez at right back? We saw him come on for the last half an hour. Who would you prefer at right back at the weekend? I'm sure myself and Craig will talk about this a lot more. This is more, a recap on what's happened this evening. But I thought he did a decent job in that position again tonight. His crossing ability makes it similar to Trent in that aspect, more similar than Joe Gomez is when we put him in at right back, that's for sure. Because Milner naturally is very good with his deliveries, isn't he? He's a more forward-thinking player, and therefore, it's not like for like, but it's more tit for tat than it is when you swap Trent for Joe Gomez. So yeah, let me know what you think. Would you rather see Nico Williams? For me, I think Milner will get the nod, and I think he's earned it for his performances against Palace and this evening, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. But yes, I'm going to get into the comments now, and then I'll break the game down a bit more. So let me know what you guys think. It was a bit of a manic game, wasn't it, this evening? I think I've explained every goal. The goalkeeper was just on a mad one. Mane would have hopefully done him the world of good. Curtis Jones, brilliant. Salah getting 2. Bobby, I want to talk about Bobby. We saw last season, I think it was, Klopp went, it was last season, Klopp went with the front four, didn't he, against Manchester City. Will we see the same as that at the weekend? Will we see a midfield 2 and then the 4 of Bobby, Salah, Mane and Jota in there? Who knows? Who knows what Klopp's going to do? But it was a really, really good sign seeing Bobby produce that performance from the bench. He got slightly lucky with his first of the evening. I thought the second was a very, very good finish from him. He solved the keeper and finished it so calmly. He looked like a man full of confidence coming from the bench this evening, and he looked like a man with a point to prove. He looked like a man who wanted to get a start against Manchester City at the weekend. And, on a night when Jota didn't have his best look in front of goal, he also missed a few chances against Brentford. Did Bobby do enough? Certainly, it made me smile, his performance. It was really good to see him back in that form. He loves playing at the Estadio de Dragao, just like Mane does, just like Mo Salah does. And once again, it was a fine performance from Bobby Firmino from the bench. 2 goals in 10 minutes for him. And it gave Klopp, a bit of thinking to do ahead of Manchester City at the weekend. But yes, I'm now going to get into your comments. So let me know what you thought of the game. Let me know what you think ahead of that Manchester City game. So first of all, on Milner, on that right back situation for the weekend, here we go. It says Milner will know Jack Grealish from Villa, get in his head. Also he loves a challenge, Milner, doesn't he? And Grealish loves the floor, so why not? Match made in heaven, isn't it? Let's go. Unlucky Jack, you nearly got your 6. Yep, nearly. I thought it was coming. I thought I was going to come on here and quote, but no, 5-1 unfortunately. 6 goals though, like the weekend. So maybe we're going to beat City 6-0 instead. That's certainly what I think's coming. Let's have a look. Milner all day long, says Scott Willow. David thinks Gomez would get caught out at right back against City. Mustafa says Milner false shoal. Dylan McGurk says I'd rather Milner. Unbiased underscore football says Milner is experienced. As long as Mo falls back like he did today, he'll be fine. George YNWA says fine with Milner playing. And an interesting one from Easy Scotty 99 here. By the way, I agree with everyone else. I'd go with Milner at right back if Trent isn't available for the weekend. But Easy Scotty says I would personally play Tsimikas at right back versus City's pace. No chance. No chance. I don't even know if Tsimikas has played on the right-hand side before, but it's not something I'd like to see for the first time against City. No way. He's been playing well on the left-hand side. No, don't ruin it. We've got Milner there who can do the job. Why try things like that? For me, no. No, don't even bother with that. Let's have a look. Mustafa says uninjured Bobby is top class in any part of the world. He's been out of form the last couple of seasons. He hasn't been at his best. The Bobby that we saw in those 2 seasons when, as a side, we were just unstoppable and we rarely lost. He's under competition now from Diogo Jota. But when he's fully fit, you do often get performances like that from Bobby Firmino. And tonight we saw yet another glimpse of what he can do, which is why, it becomes frustrating when he is a bit dire in front of goal, when he doesn't perform like that. But as I say, for me, he's given Klopp some thinking to do ahead of Manchester City. And hopefully, he can produce these performances now on a consistent basis. And we start to see Bobby playing himself back into form, because we all know what he's capable of. We all know what he can do. We just want him to start doing it again on a consistent basis. There's comments about Mohamed Salah being in the form of his LFC career, the form of his life. And I completely agree. As I say, there is no one in Europe right now who is in the form that Mohamed Salah is. He's in the form, the best form of anyone in the world right now. He's a top quality player, our 5-season wonder. And he just gets better and better, doesn't he? He's going to be a key player against City at the weekend. And fingers crossed he can keep this up all season. We know he's capable of it. And we're going to need it because, he's our key man. So important for us in front of goal. So important for us for everything we do. And a crucial player if we're going to want to be winning trophies this season. I'm all for him continuing this. And you know what though? If he does continue this season, there is no doubt in my mind that he will deserve, to be in that top 3 or even within a shot of winning the Ballon d'Or this year, because he is world class. He's doing it on a consistent basis. And if he keeps up the form he's in at the minute, why not? Let's have a look. Again, back on the stuff for the weekend. Unbiased football says anyone but Williams, in all honesty. No disrespect for the lad, but he isn't Trent and he isn't ready to play a team like Manchester City. Just come back from injury as well, hasn't he? So I think Milner will get the nod for this one. But if you're Nico, you'd be a bit fuming at that, wouldn't you? There were rumours that he wanted to go in the summer. I can't see him being at Liverpool for too much longer, to be honest with you. Obviously, we've got Conor Bradley coming through as well. Yeah, that's it for me. JB says Liverpool are clinical in Europe. They always have been. Good win, great win, fantastic win tonight. It would have been better if Milan could have held on for that draw against Atletico Madrid, but it wasn't to be. Suarez got very lucky with that penalty, didn't he? But yeah, they're on 4 points. We're on 6. Really important game against them in the next match day. If we beat them, it's not quite job done, but it looks very, very good for us, doesn't it? So, yeah, looking forward to that game. We need revenge for what happened a couple of seasons ago. So fingers crossed we can get it. Madrid teams in the last 2 seasons in the Champions League have been our kryptonite, haven't they? So fingers crossed we can change that and beat Madrid. They're not the team that they were last season when they won the league. They're out of form at the minute, to be honest with you. So hopefully we can do the job over them. CVS Basket quite simply says Porto is bin. I'd agree with that. They were pretty poor tonight. Helped very much by a shite performance from their goalkeeper. Josh Crouch just hate both the Madrids as well. I hate Spanish football, mate. Can't stand it. It's all shithousery. It's all diving on the floor every 5 minutes. Yeah, I can't fucking stand it at all. It's dreadful. Anything else? Yeah, I agree with this from Dylan McGurk on Nico. I completely agree. And I think it will be the case. I think he'd even be allowed to leave in January, to be honest with you. Players rating. Okay, I'm going to go with Alisson, 7.5. He didn't really have much to do in goal. Standard. Milner, 8. Matip and Verge, 8. Robbo, 9. Henderson and Fabinho, 9. Curtis Jones, 10. Salah, 10. Mane, 9. Jota, 7.5. Bobby, 9. And I can't be asked to do the rest. So there you go. There's my player ratings. John Salkhead says Porto did a fair bit of diving. Yeah, with foreign sides, you often see that. It's a different game abroad. They don't have to deal with fucking Burnley every week. Can you imagine these Porto players dealing with Burnley? They wouldn't cope. They wouldn't last 2 seconds. But yeah, they really tried to get Fabinho booked, didn't they? But I thought the referee deserves a bit of a shout out tonight because I thought he didn't stand for any of it. I thought he was magnificent. I thought, refereeing in Europe and in the Premier League has got a lot better this season, and I'm all for it because something needed to change after the dreadful refereeing we saw at times last season. And it does look to be on the up. So yeah, I'm happy to see it. I thought the refereeing tonight was outstanding. They did take a bit of a long time on that VAR decision, but they got the right decision, and that's what is important at the end of the day. So yeah, happy with the referee tonight. Reform says Hendo was great, especially in that first half. Completely agree. And I thought it was needed too, because I think the last couple of weeks since the Milan game, since he channeled his inner Gerrard, Henderson's been a bit off. I thought he was pretty poor against Brentford at the weekend. So it was good to see him, back performing well tonight, and fingers crossed he can produce a good performance against Manchester City at the weekend as well. Let's have a look here. Syed Kubro says, Diogo just isn't good enough to be starting anymore. I need to see Bobby. Look, I hate how reactionary YouTube and social media fans are, and I know sometimes I can be the same, but I think when somebody comes out after a couple of bad performances and just says Diogo isn't good enough to start anymore is just fucking ridiculous. It's okay to say, look, Diogo's not in the best form in front of goal. We've seen Bobby come off the bench. He scored 2, start him at the weekend. But instead you say Diogo just isn't good enough to be starting anymore. The fuck is wrong with you? I don't understand. He's had 2 performances where he's not been great in front of goal. How does that make him not good enough? Get a fucking grip. I don't understand that. Anything else? Yeah, basically I'm going to be live for another 6 minutes, and then straight away you're going to have to hop over to Craig's player ratings. He will be doing them from 10:45. So yeah, a bit of a spoiler there with mine. I don't have a clue what Craig's are going to be, but yeah, maybe you compare and contrast what mine are to what Craig's are. And let me know, because I am going straight to bed as soon as this finishes. I'm glad people agree with me. Clive's Exploring Adventures, which is an interesting YouTube channel name. He says, daft comment that. Absolutely. He literally scored at the weekend, but he's not good enough. It was a world-class finish as well with his head. So, yeah. He's not been as good in front of goal as he usually is. Look, you don't get the nicknames Jota the Slotter and Diogo, I can't get it out, Diogo Jota without, showing something. And that's what Diogo Jota's done since joining Liverpool. He's been magnificent in front of goal. So just because he's not been as good in front of goal in the last couple of games, you can't then turn around and say, he's not good enough to start anymore. Just get a fucking grip. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. Let's have a look. Yeah, I completely agree. Everyone's saying here about Jota played well enough to score a few. Just wasn't his night tonight. Jota scored on Saturday. Yeah, I completely agree. For me, Jota has been playing well. His finishing just hasn't been on it. It's as simple as that. In front of goal, he hasn't quite been at it the last couple of games. He scored against Brentford, yes, but he missed about 2 or 3 chances as well. And listen, that happens in football. It happens. And hence my reaction to that comment, because, it doesn't mean he's not good enough to start. And if he starts against Manchester City, I wouldn't bet against him, scoring again. But tonight, his shooting boots weren't on, missed a couple of chances against Brentford. Bobby comes off the bench, and all of a sudden you get reactionary YouTube comments and Twitter comments and all sorts going, Jota's not good enough anymore. Just get a fucking grip. Anything else? Well, Sead is trying to eradicate his comment. He's saying not good enough at the moment. My bad. I don't agree with that either. I don't think he's not good enough at the moment either. I just think he's not as good as we've seen from him in front of goal. But again, you've seen 10 minutes of Bobby this evening against an already deflated Porto. So, leave it to Jurgen. He'll decide. Anything else? Firmino coming off the bench is working for him. It works better for Jota as well, to be honest, doesn't it, at times? So, yeah, it's an interesting one. And as I say, I wouldn't put it past Klopp to start all 4 of them against Manchester City. We saw it happen last season, so who knows? Yes, Reformed agrees with me, still creating quality chances, absolutely. What he did this evening, I'll be able to describe it by saying his worst miss of the game, where he does all the hard work. He brings the ball down, he beats the defender, should do better. He's got to hit the target from there, but he's created that chance for himself. It was great work on the left-hand side. Find Jota. Jota beats the man with a brilliant piece of footwork. It's just the shot that's a bit off. But, the good signs are that he's still creating those quality chances. And on another day, he's finishing them. So, yeah, it's not an issue at all. Thomas Raymond also agreeing. And, yeah, I will point that out about Sadio Mane as well. In the last few games, his shooting's been off, his passing's been off, but his movement has been very good and very crucial to a lot of our attacks and what's happened in our creativity in front of goal at the minute, which I think has been outstanding. If you think about Brentford, we should have scored 2 or 3 more. If you think about Milan, we should have had a whole lot more. We're creating so many chances at the minute. We're being really, really good. It's just, we're missing quite a few chances against Milan and against Brentford at the weekend. It wasn't good enough defensively. So that's, the things we need to cut out. But in terms of creativity at the moment and movement off the ball and on it, it's actually really good, really impressive. The best it's been for a while, to be honest with you. Let's have a look. Any more comments before I go? I've probably got time for one more. And there we go. LFC Gasm saying, let's just milk a great performance from all our players. And I completely agree. A quality performance from Liverpool tonight in Portugal. Every player was phenomenal. And yeah, 6 points from 6 in the Champions League. City next at the weekend. Let's have a positive few days and then see what happens at the weekend. But hopefully 3 points at Anfield before the international break. And that would make Liverpool top of the league into the next international break. Thank you guys for joining me. Remember to check out Manscaped. The link is in the description. Get that ball deodorant, sort yourself out downstairs, and then you'll all be top shaggers, like everyone that uses Manscaped. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon. Remember to go over to Craig's players ratings now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-ra.